Rinjabu with facts. On the last series, I have discussed about the golden age in India that was ruled by the Guptas of that time. Now today I am going to discuss further after the Gupta period. After the Gupta dynasty, that was the golden era in the Indian history of Indian subcontinent, a prominent dynasty has came to power with its capital at Kannauj. The dynasty was of King Harshvardhana. It was a very flourishing dynasty at that time in the 7th century AD. In the court of King Harshvardhana, many Chinese traveler has visited in the court of King Harshvardhana, and the most important one was Faiyan. So Chinese has come to India during that period to collect the academic literatures of this subcontinent, relating especially to on the topic of Buddhism. And just at the same time, a peculiar type of struggle for suzerainty over the whole Indian subcontinent has begun, and a tripartite movement has begun in India at the same time. And in the tripartite struggle, there were three kingdoms which started fighting with each other for their dominance in this Indian subcontinent or in certain part of the Indian subcontinent. And these kingdoms were the Pala kingdom of Bengal, the Rashtrakuta Pratihara kingdom, the Pratihara Guzara kingdom, and the Rashtrakuta kingdom. These kingdoms had fought several wars over their dominance in this subcontinent, as Palas has control over the Bengal, and the Pratihara Rashtrakutas later had control over Kannauj after the decline of the reign of Harshvardhan, King Harshvardhan, and the Rashtrakutas were also ruling in certain part of the Indian subcontinent at that time. This was the period that a new religion has come to fore in the world, in the Arabian region, and the religion was Islam. It was Prophet Muhammad, who was born in 570, who later established this Islamic religion in 600 after 610th AD, has with the rise of Islam in Arabia, with Prophet Muhammad at its patron and the messenger of Lord Allah, a new kind of development has taken place in Asia also. And the first Muslim invasion, as the Muslim rulers of that time, there were so many dynasties in the Arabian areas at that time, like Abbasid dynasty, and different type of dynasty has come in those part of the Arabian region, which has started eyeing for the dominance over Indian subcontinent. And the first Muslim ruler who has invaded India was from the Ghurid Empire. It was Muhammad Ghori, who was considered to be the first Muslim invader in India in the 10th century AD. And with the advent of Muhammad Ghori, a Muslim conquest for India has begun in the Indian subcontinent, as the other kingdoms of India has gradually weakened in the course of time after the Rashtrakutas, Pratiharas, Palas, and the decline of the Harshvardhan's dynasty dynasty, the Muslims has started exploring Indian territory and had started trying to establish their dominance in the Indian subcontinent. And with Muhammad Ghori, Ghurid Empire has begun in the Indian subcontinent in the 10th century. Muhammad Ghori was one of the invaders, first invader, Muslim invader in Indian subcontinent, and with Muhammad Ghori, conflict has taken a new turn, and there was an frequent conflict with the Muslim invaders, with the indigenous kings of different dynasty in India. And one of the important battle of Tarai, two battles of Tarai were fought, in which Prithviraj Chauhan has tried to stop the expansion of these Muslim invaders in India, but could not succeed, and ultimately he has been defeated and killed later on. So this was the era when Muslims has begun to expand their influence in the Indian subcontinent at that time. And one of the slave of Muhammad Ghori of the Ghurid Empire, who has come from Mamluk region of Egypt, and the person was Qutbuddin Aibak. He was the slave of Muhammad Ghori, who has established the first Delhi Sultanate rule in the Indian subcontinent at that time. And with Qutbuddin Aibak, the foundation of Delhi Sultanate has been laid in Indian subcontinent. Qutbuddin Aibak has been succeeded by his successor Iltutmish, who has a brief tenure, and later on her daughter Razia Sultan has ruled this country for a very certain period of time. She was considered to be a brave king or queen of this of her time at that time. So with the gradual Muslim expansion in the Indian territory, later on after the Mamluks, Khalji dynasty has been founded, and its founder was Jalaluddin Khalji. And after Khalji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty was founded with two important leaders. One was the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, who has introduced certain changes, but the main goal of this Delhi Sultanate dynasty was to exploit the Indian heritage to a maximum extent, and they have tried to destroy the ethnic beauty and glory of this nation. And with the decline of the Tughlaq dynasty, a new dynasty that is called Lodi dynasty has come into fore in the Indian subcontinent. This was the period that a very powerful Hindu kingdom has developed in the South India, with its center at Hampi. That was the Vijayanagaram Empire. Vijayanagaram Empire has a great contribution in preserving the ethnic Indian cultures and the historical monuments of this nation, which has been constructed long back. And the Vijayanagaram Empire has flourished to a larger part of the Indian subcontinent. And one of the important king of Vijayanagaram Empire was the Raja Krishna Dev Rai, who has done a great contribution in preserving the glory of this Indian subcontinent of this nation at that time. And with the advent of Lodi dynasty, later on, Abraham Lodi has risen to power in the subcontinent, and basically it was a Gur dynasty, later on known as the Lodi dynasty. Abraham Lodi has consolidated his position in the Indian subcontinent, and it was the Abraham Lodi during which a new kind of one of the descendant of one of the descendant of Taimur Lang, that is known by the name Babur, who has been looking for an expansion of his territory from the Afghanistan up to the Indian subcontinent. It was Babur who has for the first time confronted Ibrahim Lodi as one of his general of Ibrahim Lodi has invited Babur to fight with the Ibrahim Lodi, and Babur has come on his invitation, and first battle of Panipat was found in 1526, in which Babur has defeated Ibrahim Lodi, and a new kind of dynasty has been established in India, that is called the Mughal dynasty. Mughal dynasty has been established in India since the defeat of Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat. Later on, Babur's son Humayun has ruled this subcontinent for a certain period of time and expanded his dynasty, and after Humayun, Akbar came to power, and there was a second battle of Panipat in the year 1556, in which Akbar has defeated Hemu. Hemu was one of the Hindu rulers of that time, who had traced his lineage through at the time of Harshvardhana. So Hemu has been defeated by Akbar, and the Mughal dynasty continued and flourished in the Indian subcontinent, and gradually Muslims has conquered large part of India up till the time of ascension to the throne of King Akbar. After Akbar, the expansion continues, as there was very scattered ethnic kingdoms in India which could not resist these Mughals to a maximum extent, but they tried their best to to stop the further expansions of Mughals, and at the time of Aurangzeb, who is considered to be one of the fanatic ruler in the Indian history, as he has introduced a new system of tax in the Indian subcontinent, that was the jizya tax, and all the non-Muslims who were asked to pay the jizya tax, if